How's it going? So I don't know how many people I'm going to get coming in on live. So since this lives on the internet forever, afterwards, I guess on IGTV, this is for you. So I have been posting photos, which I typically do, of projects that I'm working on. So today I posted one from earlier. I posted one earlier of the base of the project I'm working on. So I'll be posting more photos in the next over the next couple days because I like to draw things out. So I am building a set that I have been collecting the pieces for. I have obviously a little bit of Lego behind me on the shelf. And this is part of the architecture series, and it goes along with the rest of my Frank Lloyd Wright sets. So I went through and got the instructions from Lego and found all the brick for the Imperial Hotel. So I've been collecting on this one for quite a while because it's just been kind of one of those side projects that kept going. So a lot of it came from collection, and then the rest came from Bricklink. Obviously, certain things like, the Imperial Hotel plate, I didn't just happen to have that on, with my stuff. So this is going to be completing my Frank Lloyd Wright. I have the Robbie House. I have the Guggenheim. I have Falling Water. Unfortunately, my shelving system here, that's Robbie House there, Guggenheim, and then Falling Water. Right here is actually, right there, is the Lego house. And unfortunately, this won't fit into any of the holes that's up there. So I can't do all four across like I really wanted to. But, life will go on. I'm going to build for a little bit because why the fuck not? Sorry, editing. Because why not? And if there's any questions that come through, please feel free to ask. If I don't know the answer, I will definitely make something up because, that's what I do. So, like many of the architecture sets, this one, as I'm going to probably break it trying to do this, has the removable roof. Shows inside. There's not much inside this one. Not that any of them had a ton of stuff inside, but it just kind of surprising that there wasn't a little bit more of a detail on the inside. But so as you can see, based off of the little bit of Lego that I still have on the desk, I'm well over halfway there. So. Now, what's fun about doing this is on video as opposed to, just at home and not anybody watching, is, when I mess up, it's, right there, out there for the public to see. So that's always entertaining. So I will do my best. And so what you can see that I'm looking at over onto the side here is my computer that I have the instructions on. I got them from Lego.com, which, hey, this was an expensive set to get in the box. And personally, I like going on the scavenger hunt of finding things. So, I had a lot of fun getting everything. So I have no problem working off of the Lego created instructions from the site. And honestly, I've done quite a few sets in that way. I found it to be a little bit easier. One exception was the Apocalypseburg. I got about halfway through collecting everything for Apocalypseburg, and I wanted to have a used look to it, and then I realized I was in way too deep and decided to buy a used version of it, which turned out to be a very, very good choice. And then I just put all the extra pieces that I had back into the collection. So, see, a couple people are starting to pop in. I'm doing this for, live, obviously, but I'm also doing this for, the future generations to look back on this day of me building the Imperial Hotel. When all the colors, when all the same color blends together. Reading glasses from afar. So I see people are popping in. I see people I recognize. Thanks so much for stopping by. I just decided to go on for a little bit and work on the Imperial Hotel before I start posting all the photos. I got one of the Star Wars mosaic sets, and I actually was just using it to break up to put in my Bricklink store. But I love this brick separator. So I was like, I'm keeping that for myself. I am building the Imperial Hotel architecture set. It's the Frank Lloyd Wright. It goes with the rest of my series. So it goes with the other three that I have from that series. This was the one that was a little less common to find. I mean, I saw the Guggenheim plenty of times. I've seen Robbie House in person, the sets. But I've never actually physically seen this set in person. So I went off of just, the hopes and dreams and photos that I had seen that said, yes, I want this on my shelf. And it is actually quite, it stands out quite nicely. So I'm just, unfortunately, like many, many, many people in the LEGO community, running out of space to display stuff. My girlfriend said that we're going to have to turn it into like a rotating gallery where, certain things will have to go into storage. And I told her, I said, the problem is I don't have storage. That's why I'm putting everything on display, because I don't have storage space. And then we decided that perhaps we could do like what art collectors do and loan out the collection as a touring show. These are the conversations. And I'm very lucky to have a girlfriend that definitely supports my my passion, my habit, if you will, my addiction of LEGO. And so, in fact, tomorrow, we are going to be making the trip. I'm here in Los Angeles. We're going to be making the trip all the way down to Carlsbad, California, to go visit Legoland. So here in Los Angeles, for the people who are just catching up or from elsewhere, things are starting to open up a little bit more down here. We've been to Legoland a couple times, but the park hasn't been really open. It's only been partially. So the Big Shop and Miniland has been open. So tomorrow, the whole park is open. And we'll probably go on some rides. We'll probably go around and have some fun and take some pictures and do that. But I think it's in 2 weeks on the 27th, 10 days, whatever it is. The Lego Movie 2 World or Land or whatever they choose to call it, I'm not sure, is opening up. So I'm anticipating now, with everything opening up and then a new theme area finally opening, that it's going to get quite busy. So I made the decision to go, I don't want to deal with all the crowds, just in general, just because I don't want to deal with a bunch of people. So we're going to go tomorrow. And, I'm going to do my best to not purchase anything of size at the Big Shop. It is a problem, and I always say this, and then I always end up coming home with something. I believe last time was the grand piano. That was, and the grand piano is sitting on my shelf and just waiting for one day to be built. It's worth the trip. I asked the girlfriend, I said, hey, so I want to go do this. Do you want to come with? Immediately, yes, all caps, Exclamation point. So, you know, I mean, either she's lying and she just wants to get out of Los Angeles for, you know, a few hours, or she really wants to go. But we go to some sort of restaurant afterwards. Near there, we get steak or something like that. Something nice. So, let's see. So I'm working on the roof of this thing. So, there we go. So I worked on this late into the night last night, and I typically here in my office, this side of my office in my build room, whatever we're calling it, is the clean, nice display, my Bricklink store, my fun stuff, projects over here. The other side that I'm looking at right now is pretty much a disaster. That side of the room is definitely office and stuff that doesn't show up on camera. So I sit here in front of my computer, laptop I'm doing the actual instructions on, but I have my iMac in the back playing TV shows. So for the past couple nights and for this entire build, I was watching reruns of the show Frasier. And I do have to say, I watched the show the first time around because I'm 44. And I lived in Seattle during the time that it was on. But it's funny because I'm in season 3 and Kelsey Grammer in the show, and I believe in real life at the time, was 43. And I look at Kelsey Grammer, who I believe has looked old since he was probably 19. No insult to Kelsey Grammer. But I'm looking at going, I'm a year older than Kelsey Grammer was in Frasier. Where did I go wrong in life? I mean, that's just, how am I older than Kelsey Grammer was? So, I could be a radio psychiatrist, psychologist, but no. See, this is always the fun part when I mess up and then have to pull it back apart. There we go. So what made you not go to Legoland yesterday? Was it the huge torrential rain that we had here in Los Angeles that kept you inside? That is a great name, account name right there. That's funny. Okay, why am I having problems here? Oh, that's why. So, for the people just joining in, I am building the Imperial Hotel. It is the Lego architecture set. It is the last of the 4 Frank Lloyd Wright houses that that are in the collection. So, I guess it's not really a house. The other's a museum. So I guess there's 2 houses, a museum, and a giant hotel. So this is the collection of the 4. Wow, more sleep. Yeah, I'm with you. I understand. I'm getting up bright and early and driving down. It's always a good time to go during, traffic, leaving Los Angeles and going to San Diego. So, but, it'll be good to get out of town, at least for morning/afternoon. There we go. And so, do this properly. That should go with that. That's a lot of creaking and groaning there. There we go. Cool. Sounds like me when I get up. Okay, well, that's looking nice. Nice and even. So, I read something earlier that I didn't know about. Somebody was selling a version, an early version, and I didn't realize it, and correct me if I'm wrong, in the comments. 10 years ago, maybe more, there was a White House, not the current one that's the architecture, but an older White House. And I had never seen that before, and it popped up, and I need to do some more research into it, but I thought that's a nice looking build. It's definitely different from the one that we currently have, and so I was interested in taking a look at that. Let's see. Yesterday, what was I doing yesterday? Oh, yesterday, yeah. I was doing brunch for a good solid 2.5 hours. And probably a good solid half of that was waiting to get in for brunch because everybody's going out. And a friend said, hey, come with me. And so we went. Not doing that again anytime soon. Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. It's a great place. I'll go on a weekday. So, but yes, hit me up sometime, and if we can work out schedule-wise, we will definitely go down to Legoland together. The girlfriend likes to go, so she may have to tag along with us, but if we're geeky enough, she might give up and not want to do it again. Or we'll have to explain things. By the way, I am a proud 44-year-old guy that finally got his girlfriend, who is 34, to watch Back to the Future. So 2 nights ago, my girlfriend saw Back to the Future for the very first time. And one of the reasons why she wanted to watch it, partially to shut me up because I kept saying, have you not seen this? I have a Skyline set that I got off of Rebrickable and built, and it is a Skyline of the 3 Back to the Future movies. And she's like, well, now I'll understand what that Lego set's about. I'm like, wow, what do you want, honey? Because that's a little deep. Sure, I'll watch this movie because I wanted to be able to understand your Lego set. To quote a wise man, it's a trap. Let's see. Oh. No, it'll be a competition. She loves it. She pretends to love it. She's a very giving woman. She likes to keep me happy, and she knows the stuff that keeps me happy. So, I mean, I do have the girlfriend, and not to completely plug my Instagram, which I guess I'm on my Instagram, so it's not plugging. But if you go back to October 30th, or 31st, I think it was the 31st, there is a photo of me standing in front of a whole bunch of stuff that my girlfriend took me to the Lego store to purchase for me, and it includes the Millennium Falcon. So I went in because my birthday present was going to be the Volkswagen bus. I got that along with 6 other items, including the Millennium Falcon. So I said she did it just for the Instagram. She did not deny that. I was going to try and finish this on this video, and I may actually be able to do it. We shall see. Okay. That was an epic haul. And what's funny is one of the guys at that Lego store still remembers that day. it was a quiet day until we walked in. And I know they don't really make a commission or anything, so it didn't really matter. So I hope at least seeing the joy of a young man in a very large man's body, get so excited, that helped make their day slightly more entertaining. So, okay. Yep. So another one of those. Really? 2 of them? Okay, sure. I'm believing the instructions. And that, unlike the IKEA instructions, I actually follow LEGO instructions. Because otherwise, I have to go back and rebuild. And that is never really a good thing. Okay, did I mess up? Is this possible? Well, go. No? Well, here we go. Let's find out what has gone awry here. Okay. Something has definitely gone. Okay. Okay. Let's see, they did get noticed from the surveys. I do try that as well. I try and, I try and help them out. And sometimes I'm more successful than other times. And there. Slight issue here. What did I do wrong? That's correct. Bam, bam, bam. That's correct. Okay. Ha! That's what it was. Wow. One little space nearly brought the whole thing crumbling down. There we go. Okay. This is what I get for attempting to do this while filming. While chatting. Okay, that goes there. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Zoom. He's currently my friend. Okay, there's that. There's that. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Something has gone wrong. So, we are going to look back through this again. Okay, so there 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, what's fun about doing this live is, you know, get to see it's not always just, hey, breeze through. Sometimes there are mistakes. There we go. This is going to make everybody much happier. So I try and hook up the LEGO employees. I personally shop at the Glendale store here in Los Angeles area, but I also go to the Topanga Canyon store. I like the people at both, and you know, it's. I don't work retail. I've not worked retail before. So I can't really comprehend the difficult nature it could be to deal with all sorts of different people coming into the Lego store. You know, you have people like me who are AFOLs that, you know what they want, going through, doing their thing. I've stood in there and stood behind people who are like, well, I want to get this for my grandson. Do you think this is the right one for him? And I see very, very patient LEGO employees try and help people go through and get something that they have no idea what they're purchasing. And then, you know, there's also the explaining of the cost of LEGO. I've heard many times, oh my God, this stuff is so expensive. The fine people at LEGO that work there at the store don't price the stuff. So I feel for them that they have to make reasons for the product, and which is not really their responsibility. I mean, LEGO is expensive, but personally I think it's worth it. I enjoy it. I think it's a good product, and I don't have a problem paying for products that I enjoy. You know, people spend a lot of money on other things that they enjoy, so why not me? And in the scheme of things, you know, I could be into much more expensive hobbies. Okay, and then there's this. Keep looking up to see if the countdown clock is going to show up. Saying, oh, you only have 1 minute left from Instagram. Where you at, little buddy? There you are. Okay. There we go. So you can see the really, I mean, really nice. I like these details. They're very nice. I mean, this is a really solid looking set. I'm really, really happy with this. Whenever I try and figure out the next set I'm going to build, I have a very, very big shame pile. And I try and balance it out for what I've seen on social media lately, you know, and what I want to post, what I want to build, what I built last, you know, so that I can balance out, you know, the things I'm doing. So I'm not all of a sudden doing all the exact same thing. And it's fun to post things on social media that is, you know, different from what everybody else is doing at the moment. So I still have my Batmobile, I have my Batwing, I have my Nintendo, I have, you know, I have my Batman cowl. But, you know, I'm trying to see what else is up there. Oh, I have Diagon Alley, I have, wow. Okay, it's getting a little frightening. But I recently did, wherever it is, here it is, the Razor Crest. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do a space. So I'm going to do the Saturn V. But then I was like, wait, I just did a space one. But that was science fiction. I mean, so this is the stuff that goes through my head. And I kind of just say, I wait for the set to say, now is the time. And so the Nintendo almost got put together, but the Imperial Hotel was the one who called my name, and I said hello, and we decided to build. I'm sure other people deal with that same type of thing, that I'm not completely crazy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. seem right. There we go. That's what it is, okay. So when I first got into Lego, I mean, I played with Lego as a kid. Do I think I started a city, or is it a display? I have other projects. A city is probably not in my future. It's probably going to be more display pieces, but I do have ideas in my head of, my own, skylines that I want to build, that are my own theme. Probably going more towards what I've seen, what I build of other people's, going to the idea of pop culture as opposed to, not necessarily, a physical, city that currently exists. So I'll do that. I mean, when I first got into Lego as an adult, it was only going to be Lego Batman. Everything was Batman, and my first big set was the '66 Batcave, which was great. I had a great time, and then I got some more some more Lego Batman sets. And then I got something else. I don't recall what it was. Maybe it was an architecture set. I can't remember. And then I was like, oh, well, I kind of like this. And then I started going on Rebrickable and downloading people's mocks and doing their instructions. And I really enjoy brickheads. I have a large brickhead collection that is, Lego created, and then also, independent creators that I've purchased their mocks from. And there are people out there that are very creative, and I have no problem paying these people money to help them fund their hobby, their whatever they want to use the money for. Hopefully, to be able to create their own projects. But I mean, it's the work that goes into that, to design it, to create it, and then to do the instructions. That is beyond my realm of knowledge to be able to do. So I have no problem throwing down some money, and I would probably, not encouraging this, but I would probably throw down a little bit more money. Some of the instructions that I've purchased, I've thought, somebody needs to up their value there. So it's okay. So it looks like we are racing dangerously close to the end of this. Set. There we are. So all this tile usually leads to fingerprints, and I have a weird thing about that. It's like, especially if I'm going to take photos of this, I want to make sure. So I'm going to have to polish this all down before I put it together. So while I'm doing this portion of whatever this I'm about ready to build is, I'll leave this so this can be seen here, because it is not necessary, I believe, for me to see. There we go, the front. Would have been much cooler if I could actually build in reverse to be able to show off the thing. I am not that guy. But we're going to have to do a Instagram live of your city. You have quite a build there. We can do an Instagram live. Go through a tour of the city. Okay, so there's one. So I have to say I have done very well, and I'm down to the last 25 pieces. So far so good. But I've done well with this one that I managed to actually get everything. I made, when I built Falling Water, I made the mistake of, I believe, and I'm going to make up a number, I believe I needed 40 1x4s. And when I ordered, I only ordered 4. And so when you have a giant Ziploc bag full of brick, you're not really paying attention to what's in there. And as I'm building it live on Instagram, it came to my realization that I had massively failed. So I went through and jumped on Bricklink and was like frantically trying to find somebody in Los Angeles. And so luckily I did. A guy here local that that I bought the stuff from. It came within a couple days, and so I was able to finish the project. But that was one of those where I was like, well, that's embarrassing. We'll be right back. Okay, so that is going to go there. That is going to go there. I have the same hang up, but I also insist on building with the Lego branding right side up. I am the same way. It gets it's a little much. I know there's I think it's confirmed. I don't know if it's rumor. I don't keep up on the rumor versus confirmed until I see it on a shelf. But the new largest Lego set in the world is actually a map of the world. 11,000 studs. And I'm like, I would be sitting there with a magnifying glass. By the way, I do use when I'm trying to read numbers, when I'm parting things out to go to my Bricklink store. That is quite often, especially some of my older used stuff, I have to pull out the magnifying glass. But I would literally be sitting there and turning each and every one to make sure that it was done correctly. Well, okay, this is fun. I have leftover pieces. But part of the reason of that is because I collected all the pieces myself. The fine people at LEGO did not leave all of that for me. That was a gift to myself. So, here is the Imperial Hotel. And actually, I need to add the important piece, the nameplate. There we go. So, this is going to look great on my shelf someplace. You'll see my shelf show up obviously in the background of photos that I post on my IG. So, enjoy when you see it there and go, I remember that day. So I do the Instagram because I like promoting my stuff, but I also got into the whole selling Bricklink a while back, and I'm actually really enjoying that. I now have, I was like, oh, hey, I'll have like 10,000 pieces. I now have over 50,000 pieces in my store, and it's gotten a little out of control, but it's something I love to do, and I love selling to other people that are creating their stuff, because I know in the 300 orders that I have placed on Bricklink, it's always, oh, here's this one piece, oh, this piece, and I always wonder if the person on the other end is going, what is this guy building? I do the same thing. There's sometimes when stuff comes in where I'm like, what's this being built with? So I enjoy that. So yeah, so the Instagram, it's for that. It's to promote my store, obviously, but also to share my passion for Lego. So I hope you enjoy this little, it was live, but you're going to be seeing this on IGTV, I believe it is. I'm Gen X. I'm still learning this stuff. So this is going to be the fun moment where I try and end this show, and then it's the weird pushing of buttons and all that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and there we go.